talk this morning about something.
Washington to talk about. Tonight we're going to take a look.
To get the Walmart voter. We've got most of them already, is the bottom line. Conservatism is a universal set of core principles, and you don't check principles at the door. This is a battle that we're going to have, and there are egos involved here too. There is when the situation like ours exists, there are people who want to lead it. They want to redefine it. Their egos are such that they want to be the next X, whoever it is. And so there will be different factions lining up to try to define what conservatism is. And beware of those different factions who seek, as part of their attempt to redefine conservatism, as making sure the liberals like us, making sure the media likes us. They never will as long as we remain conservatives. They can't possibly like us. They are our enemy. In a political arena of ideas, they're our enemy. They think we need to be defeated. Why do you think, you all in this room know this, for those of you watching at home, my first address to the nation, I'm sure you paid close enough that you knew that at one time Senator McCain was the favorite Republican of all the cable news networks and the Sunday shows. And they would just, their tongues would be on the floor, the media people, when they knew that McCain was, and they would treat McCain as the greatest guy in the world. Did you at home wonder why? You were told it's because he was moderate. He was not strict. He was not an authoritarian. He was able to walk to the other side of the aisle. He was able to get along with the enemy. And everybody wants love and bipartisanship. That's not why they invited Senator McCain. They invited Senator McCain because he happened to be the loudest at criticizing his own president and his own party, and that's what they want, is people from our side. And there will be factions in our movement, folks, who are going to make an effort to say we have to grow. We can't stay stale. I think I heard the term used the other day. Nothing stale about freedom. There's nothing stale about liberty. There's nothing stale about fighting for it. Nothing stale whatsoever. Freedom. You're getting tired of standing up? I don't blame you. By the way, for those of you watching on TV, you think the standing O's getting a little... People just tired. They've been up and out of their chairs 100 times here. Freedom. No. Give it up. Thank you. Freedom is the natural yearning of the human spirit as we were endowed by our Creator. And the United States of America is the place in the world where that yearning flourishes, where freedom is expected because it's part of the way we're created. I loved it when the Soviet Union went down, the wall went down, and the liberals in our country said, they may not be ready for freedom over there. They've been oppressed here for... Yeah, see, liberals will gladly tell you who can have freedom and who can't. And that's what the pieces of legislation is all about, folks. Freedom, liberty, economic prosperity are all entwined here. We're going to have to, as a conservative movement, understand that our job, after we come to an agreement among ourselves, which shouldn't be hard, but it's going to be difficult because the people who think they're smarter than everybody else are going to be out there forging alliances with people that try to make themselves look like the new power brokers, and they will become the spokesman, by the way. Explain that to you. This is a funny story. Show you how I can hijack a news cycle even by doing nothing. The Tuesday before the inauguration, President Bush invited me to the Oval Office for lunch. And it was on and off the record, some of the conversations. And he brought out, interesting at the end of it, my birthday had been the day before, he brought out a chocolate birthday cake, a microphone, and stood beside me with Ed Gillespie and sang happy birthday, and the White House photographer taking pictures. It was just, wish my parents were alive. My parents wouldn't believe my life. You know, they came out of Great Depression. They didn't think this was possible for somebody who did not go to college. And even for people who did, they didn't think this was possible. Life has changed so much for the better in this country. That's why I cringe when I see what is in store. So as I'm flying home from lunch, I'm watching television, and I see that the word has leaked out that Obama is hosting a dinner with conservative media pundits at the home of George Will. And I said, wonder who these people are. I know they're in the media. One of them's going to have to leak it. Sure as heck, one did. Now, we all know who were there. They were, and let's see, I can't remember all the names, so I want to mention any, but let me tell you what Obama's purpose. Does anybody really think that Barack Obama had dinner with a bunch of conservatives hoping they would change his mind? Hell no. His purpose, and his purpose really wasn't to change theirs. His purpose was to anoint them as conservative spokesmen. These are the people that Obama's willing to break bread with. Some of the people there happen to be the people who think the era of Reagan is over, who believe that conservatism needs to be redefined. Of course Obama would try to lure them in. Well, all of a sudden, I get home about 5 o'clock, and my email is jammed with questions from reporters. Is that why you took the day off today? Is that why you're not on the air? Is that why are you going to dinner with Obama? By the way, I left out a crucial part of the story. I had, was this a Monday, Kit? This was a Monday. No, it was a Tuesday. And I had forgotten to tell my audience I was going to miss the next day. And I signed off my show saying, I'll see you tomorrow. And that's the last thing I said. And my staff reminded me, no, you're not going to be here tomorrow. I came up with a plan that the guest host the next day would say I was called out of town to Washington at midnight the night before. So just an innocent little trick on the radio audience. Everybody picked that up and thinks I'm invited to the Obama. So those people that were invited to it got less coverage than I did, and I didn't even know about it. So